Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. Today we've got sort of everything in pieces. We got the Scout up on a stand that I had made in order to be able to access the bottom, really do a good job prepping and then applying primer and Raptor liner. I'll give you a closer view of that. I got my axles here and I've got my frame back from powder coating. I also powder coated things like the shackles and cross members, anything attached to the frame. Basically I wanted black. It's powder coated and done. I was thinking about painting it, but honestly, Ken's powder coating in Tacoma, they do a good job and they get in all the nooks and crannies, and I can't replicate the quality. So I just bit the bullet, rented a trailer. Kind of made dual use, because while I had the trailer to take the frame down, I went and got myself a stump grinder, rented one, and you can see the aftermath there. It looks like the Navy used my property for target practice. Sorry, you don't care about that. Back to the car. Let me show you the Raptor liner. So this is sort of the under the driver's side footwell. You can see the texture is pretty rough. I had the Schutz gun. I don't think I had enough pressure because it kind of sputtered a lot, but it really is durable. I mean, it's an awesome feeling finish, and honestly, it looks pretty good, and that stuff's forgiving. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but in real life, it looks great. I did the basic stuff, you know, covered all the threads. Little tip for Scout guys, these were packed with mud and rusted out. I actually did a repair here, and you can't even really see that I did a repair. But I drilled some holes here and here so that it can drain, and you can clean that out. And then I sprayed with Eastwood internal frame coating. I did the green Eastwood internal frame coating in the rockers and in the channels that are sort of in the body, and then in the you can see the evidence there in the down in here, all these holes. I shot that Eastwood internal frame coating. Hey, look, there's Mrs. Matt's Garage. The next thing I'm going to do is take the wheels off and then do the backing plates in POR, because I also need to do where the body mounts are here. I couldn't obviously undercoat them while the stand was on, so I'm going to POR that while the can's open. I hate closing POR cans because good luck getting it open again. And that stuff's nasty. I mean, it's great, but it's nasty to work with. It gets on everything, doesn't come off anything. So rather just apply it once and be done. And I'll probably, you want to top coat it because it's not UV resistant, and then I'll hit it with some paint along with the rest of the axle, just kind of paint and primer, load the bushings into the leaf springs, the rubber bushings. Right now I've got polys in the rear. And then I'll put the axles on the frame. Then I'll do the fuel tank, do the lines for the fuel tank, put the brake lines back on the frame so I don't have to mess with any of that stuff while I'm under the car. Sorry, I'm snotting a little bit. You may think it's funny, but it's not. I would love to put the engine and transmission in, but they're just not ready. I have to rebuild them, and I don't want to do it now because I don't know how long I'm going to be messing around with the body once I get it back on the frame, and I don't want this to sit there and potentially rust. The transmission, I don't care so much about it. I mean, it's a manual transmission, it's not going to rust, but the engine I'm kind of worried about. Should I be worried about it? I don't know. I also have no idea how long it's going to take me to rebuild the engine. I've never done heads or a camshaft before. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe I should move that up on the timeline. Maybe I should stop saying maybe. Whew, it's been a long day doing a lot of chassis work, so just trying to get parts ready for paint. These are my brake drum backing plates, my front disc calipers, my drums are on the sawhorse here. I've got some smalls on the table over here. I've got the axles on a sawhorse, so I can kind of spin them, and they're zip tied to this sawhorse, so I can spin them and kind of get in here. And then, you know, the axle housings. For these parts, I'm doing a Omni PPG Omni brand line paint, gray 2-part epoxy, and then a gloss black urethane paint. I had the gloss black because of the Bronco project. I did the frame and the axles in gloss black. They say don't eat on TV, it turns people off, but Brad Pitt's always doing it, and I'm like that. So, all right. It's thick in here, man. I just did a lot of painting. Got my backing plates. I'll give you a little walk around. Worst possible day to paint. It's windy, it's rainy, and it's cold, but I heated the shop up. I shot. It's axle stuff. I'm not too worried about it, but it turned out okay. Not the best, but I'm on a schedule. I gotta get this done. I just can't wait for it. Let's take a look at the parts. Brake drums, backing plates, calipers, smalls, you know. I got some smalls here, whatever. Shot the axles. Not sure if you're supposed to do the mating surfaces there, but whatever. Got the front axle done there, spindles. Turned out pretty nice. A little gloss black action there. It's a rear axle, again. Taken down pretty far, left the springs on, didn't want to go too crazy. It looks good. I mean, I have no complaints. This hub, if you look, there's two races in there. That's one race, that's another race. That's what the weight of your front sits on, actually, is those two wheel bearings. And they're not supposed to move. The bearing's supposed to do the moving, not the race. And one of them is spinning inside the hub. So I was gonna buy another one. They're like 70 bucks, but subscriber gave me a tip, Loctite bearing retainer, green. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, you know, I'll just get a hub later, but I don't wanna get bogged down in this stuff. Like, I wanna just blow and go. You start ordering too many new parts, like your budget just goes crazy, and that's something that you can easily service even with a completed vehicle. Painting the axles would be difficult on the vehicle, so like that's something I wanted to do now. I am not looking forward to body work. In fact, I do everything I can to avoid it. If I could find a reason to weld something, I weld it, because I don't want to get to body work. Anyway, the only way out is through. Next time on Matt's Garage.